Hello everyone. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, Kiran. Hi, team.
Then, very good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, morning. Okay. I think let's get started.
Yes, we are ready to get started.
Okay. So today we are going to do the Golang fundamentals and the basics. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the concept which are like required to write the chain code.
Yes.
So let me share my screen. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible to me. Other.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, visually.
So we'll start with this agenda. So first we'll try to understand what is Go and why we use this. Then installation part that is already done, and then we'll see the very first program in the Go, how we write the programs. After that, we'll see the data types, then variables, constant, loops, and then if and else condition, that are those like decision making conditions, and then switch. Okay, so this will be the agenda for first session, and then the second session we'll have some like pointers, array, maps, slices. So those we'll see in the second one. Okay, so the very first thing is uh, this Go is like a statically type language. Okay, and pre-compiled compiled
Yes.
C sharp. Okay, so Java or C sharp uh, like we have to compile the language, then we can run that, right? So here the very basic difference we see with the Golang and the Java or the C sharp. So that difference will come as a, here we don't have the intermediate compiler. Okay, which will compile the code and then it will run the code. Okay, so basically what happens is first we write format, that is 1 or 0, and then your machine will your hardware will understand that code, because your hardware cannot understand the code which we write. It can only understand in the form of 0 and 1, right? So in Go that is not there. So compiler is mostly not there. On runtime the code will not be compiled. So before compiling the code, will it is auto compiled one, and it will be available in the tar file. Okay, and directly that code will be executed. Okay, so one binary file will be created, and that binary file directly we can execute. Okay, that is compiled code only. So the time which a compiler takes to compile it, right? So that time we can save, and that is why mostly for the performance based application, where the performance is key, or mostly in the distributed technologies, where um, we are connecting multiple networks together. Those are the places where Golang is widely used right now. Okay, mostly in the cryptocurrencies you will see Golang is the one which is being used. Like almost like 70 to 80% projects are based on Golang only. Okay, especially on blockchain space, Golang or similar to Golang. Okay, and coming to that, it is designed by Google. Okay, so why the need, like they need this new language. So actually in the Google code base they were struggling with the legacy uh, languages. Okay, so three people, uh, Robert, Rob, and Ken. So they have decided to write a new language for the Google, and that language, firstly, it was came in 2009, and then on 2012 they made it to open source. So open source meaning like anyone can use this language. It is not limited to Google only. It anyone can use, and anyone can support also if they want to contribute anything. Okay. Second point is it is very similar to C. Okay, but with the advanced features like memory safety, garbage collection, structural typing, so the and concurrency. Okay, so these are the additional features or advanced features on top of C this language will provide us. Okay, so if you know about C, if you know the core concept of C, it will be very easy for you to understand the Golang. Okay, so most of the concepts are very similar to C. Okay, so this is the introduction of Go, and now why we should use the Golang, like with the business perspective as well as a developer perspective. Okay, so let's talk about first the business. Okay, so to build a secure and scalable web application, Golang is the widely used nowadays. Okay, and complex system which require the high performance, those can be developed using Go. Then network servers, especially web servers and microservices. Okay, for these kind of services, we can use Golang. Okay, people are choosing the Golang on top of JavaScript, where kind of they want to run multiple services at once. Okay, so if you know, like Node.js is a single thread application, right? Only one thread will be there, and that thread will be like a getting the request, then assigning one callback to it, and then taking the next request, right? This is how Node.js works. In the Golang, that is not the case. It is a multi-thread application, multi-thread language. Okay, so the multi-thread meaning multiple threads will be there, and if one thread is busy in some request, another thread will come and it can take the request and it will execute the request. Okay, so like mostly where like these kind of network servers, like where multiple requests are coming at the same time, and so multiple routines we can create here. So concurrency, main feature is concurrency. Okay, because when you have the multiple requests at the same time, you have to have the concurrency established in your language. It should not be like, okay, it is stuck at one point and then it is not moving ahead. Okay, that case can happen with the JavaScript. Okay, especially Node.js. Okay,
Yes.
so that is why wherever people are writing code for web servers or microservices, people are choosing the Golang on top of Node.js. Okay, then build a scalable developer team both in the startup and enterprise, so they can this language can scale your application or your project, and also cloud computing systems. So it is very easy to scale the clouds machines also. Okay, so that is all about the businesses part. As a developer point of view, very easy to learn. Okay, concise, expressive, and readable. Okay, the code is very simple. Concepts are very similar to C, and in the like in every colleges or every at a one point of time, everyone learn about C, right? In their colleges or schools, the very first language uh, which we learn, that is C, right? And it is very similar to C, so people find very easy to get the concepts. Then the code which we write, that is the syntax is very simple. Okay, it is not having a like complex things like Java. Okay, Java or C sharp, where you have to be cautious about comma, semicolon. So those kind of things will not be there. Very simple syntax you will find here. Okay, then high performance and ability to run the code very quickly. Okay, here it is not like, okay, you have to get the complete environment set up. Okay, then only you can run. So a single file also you can easily run from any editor. So that is a very good feature which it provides. Okay, you should not dependent on the particular editor only, like just like C sharp, you have to have the Visual Studio, right? You cannot run code outside Visual Studio. Right now I don't know what they have, but when I was there in .NET around 5-6 years back, That time we have to have the Visual Studio only, then only you can run the code, right? But here that is not the any editor. You can just have an editor, you can run the code from that editor. Even if you don't have the editor, you just write the code in the text um, notepad or testpad, and then you can run the file from the terminal. That is how it is right now in the with the Golang. Okay, then it's singular concurrent type user error during the compilation. Okay, that is a very best thing which it provides. Golang can provide a single error if you are importing something and if you are not using that library or package. Okay, it will say remove that package, unnecessary thing you cannot put in a package. Okay, so at the time of compilation it will give all type of errors. Okay, which will save a lot of time after deploying the code. Okay, so after deploying the code, you are struggling with the errors, just like C# and Java. Like you deploy the code and then you are getting the runtime errors, right? So that is not that case will not come here, because at the compile time only it will give you all the errors with the line number. Here you are getting this error. Remove this. Okay, we'll see in the examples how it will work. Then it can be used for high level and low level both, and it can be used. It is based on multiple programming paradigms. Okay. Then if you are using unnecessary variables, unnecessary arrays or anything, right, it will automatically put them into the garbage if they are not being used. Okay. In other languages, that specifically you have to create the garbage collection and then you have to put the variables, unused variables in that. Okay, so that is the best part here. As a programmer, these are the points which makes the Golang as a kind of you can learn and then you can use for your applications. Okay, any questions here? Fine. So installation, so that we already did. So basically this is just a go to that path and then you can install that. And okay, so let's write the very first example, that is hello world. Okay, so just open your VS Code. Okay, and in the VS Code, create like first let's create a folder. Okay, in your Hyperledger folder you can create a new folder. Name it like I name it Go examples. So you can just name it any folder. So basically what we are going to do is I have for all the concept I have the very simple examples. Okay, and we'll go one by one. We'll try to understand the concept with these examples. Okay, so better to like go with me and create a folder, name it that folder Go examples or any name if you want to give, and in that folder open that folder in VS Code, and then the very first example is hello world program. Okay, so here you can see the hello world here, right? So total 7 line of code we have here, and the very first thing is the package. Okay, this is very first concept. Every like every line of code or every package which you are going to write for the Golang. Okay, the very first thing is you have to define a package. Okay, so in every file you have to define a package. Okay, package is having like ultimately we are going to create a package, right? Because we have to compile the code and then we can run. So while compiling, always it is required to have a package name. Okay, like of course you should have a package name, then only you can create a package file, right? So for that we have to create a package. We have to define a package name. Here my package name is main. Okay, name you can have anything as per your requirement. Okay, after that line number 3, that is import. It is just a very similar import to other languages. Okay, so in other language like Node.js we import the modules, right? In C# you import the libraries. Similarly here this is the import. FMT is one of my library which is available in my Golang package. Okay, So FMT has various classes and functions. Okay, so if you want to get the list of functions which are available inside the FMT, just go to go.dev. Okay, so here just visit the go.dev and then click on packages, and here let's search for FMT. Okay, so here the first result you will get here, and it has these many functions. Okay, error f, printf, different type of printf, and these are the functions which are available, right? So this is the FMT package. So basically I'm just importing this FMT package here. Why I am importing this? Because I'm going to use print line from this package. I'm going to use this function print line. Correct? Print line, you can search it here. Just type print ln. Okay, so this is my print ln. Correct? So basically print ln will give you it will just print out your whatever string you write, whatever output you want on the terminal, it will just print it out on the terminal. Okay, so this is the FMT package. After that, every Golang program will have a main function. Okay, so the main function will be entry point for your code. Okay, so every Golang program which you are going to write, the compiler will look for the very first thing is whether the main function is there or not. Okay, so main function you already know, like function is a collection of statements or the logic which we write for our application and which will be executed line by line as per the logic. Okay, here we are creating a main function. So func is the keyword to create a function, and main is the function name. Okay, then in the braces I'm just typing fmt.println, and then that will print my hello world. Okay, so now let's open the terminal. Okay, and I just redirect to the folder desktop. Then I have Hyperledger, see, and then go examples. Okay, so right. So now what I am going to do is, we have two commands. Okay, so the very first thing is command is build. Okay, and the second one is run.